All right, hi everybody. Today I'm gonna show you how to make a donut or a ring with ceramics on the wheel. So first, I've got my clay. It's pretty much centered, but typically if you're gonna make a donut, you want it to be a lower form. So I'm gonna use my hand, push down a little further, kind of like if you're making a plate. You wanna start with more space. And all of this dictates how big the donut's gonna be. So here my donut would be about this wide. If I want it wider, I would pull my clay out a little further. So I kind of like this size. I think that's gonna work. I'm just gonna finish it up, centering. Now the weird part about a donut is that we're gonna do an outer opening and we're gonna do an inner opening. So I'm gonna start with my outer opening. So instead of putting my hole in the middle with my thumbs, I'm going to carefully push down and create a ring. Okay, if things get off center, that's okay a little bit, but at any point, remember, you can go back and neck it in again. These are complex, advanced techniques, so if you're struggling with it, that does make sense. Okay, now I'm gonna push down on the inside, so I'm making my hole on the inside. Got two different openings. This will be the inside of my donut. This will be the hole in the center of it. So if you'd like, you can actually go straight through, which is what I'm doing. I can actually see the board down on the inside here. Too much water. So I'm gonna pull out now just a little bit so I get that opening a little bit larger. All right, now the best way to do this is to have a little more clay here and a little less clay here so that the walls, as I raise them up, can then bend over one another. All right, I'm gonna start with the inner one because I think it's a little easier. And just like I'm used to, I'm gonna pull up those sides. I wanna keep my walls thicker towards the top because they're gonna have to bend over to close off and trap that air. Okay? Remember what I said? It's okay if it's not perfectly centered, but at any point, if you feel like it's too wobbly, which this is just distractingly wobbly, you can very slowly cut that part off. Now I'm using a loop tool because I have it. Needle tool would be way better for that part. All right, so I have done my cutting, cleaned that part up. Now I'm gonna work on my outer ring and pull up those walls. All right, so I'm pulling up my walls. Thank you. You can see that the walls are moving up. And then I'm gonna start pushing the walls towards one another. So these inner walls, I'm gonna pull out. The outer walls, I'm gonna push in with the goal that we're trapping air. Okay? This part can be a little bit tricky. This is why it's great to have walls that are a little bit taller on the inside as we try to get them to sit against one another. You can see they're starting to kind of connect. I'm very gently pulling the clay towards one another. And now once it's sealed off, you have air trapped on the inside. So this is where you can take your rib tool and you can start compressing the clay and making it more uniform. Now, some of the trimming you'll have to do off of the wheel, but this is your basics of making a donut form.